Today's practice is about this so-called the validation that we constantly want from the outside noise that we have come accustomed to. And it is an inquiry within yourself that constantly you're battling with this validation. Because if you see now, even younger generation is so much tuned into the surface of what other people think about, what other people's needs are. So it can be a world or a town or a gender or so many levels that we tend to cater into the surface. Now, what happens after you achieve the validation of the outside world? Is it going to stop and you're going to continue to be who you are now? So you're waiting for the next validation, whether it's a house, whether it's a job, whether it's a health, whether it's a relationship. So if you leave all these things are all for the outside and you have some sort of a validation from that, I have to be this, I have to be that, I have to be this. But this is no longer serving. A lot of people are separating from their relationship to with a partner or with a family member or with a job. So we have to ask and inquire ourselves in our practice. We are going to pinpoint into the space of what is truly the contentment, and out of this contentment, what is the practice that attributes of the soul that is aligning with us. So now that can be totally, for me, it can be a gentle amount of solitude, very gently without forcing to see the space of where I need to grow rather than where I want to grow into the space of validation. So I have become a more of my individuality, but it is not that easy because there is a world screaming that I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be, especially after bigger events and bigger family gatherings, you will tend to know this more and you're going to crave for more solitude. Now, solitude is not a place that you're going to have no friends. It is a place that you're going to see the attributes of where your growth is happening, where you need to see the old program is no longer serving you, where you see that am I chasing the shadows of my past or dreams of my future, and I am constantly forgetting to be awakened into the present moment. And the present moment is very hard to come by if you don't have a space of practice that constantly you're revisiting and constantly you're making it your new program. This is the noise of the world through all these things have become louder and louder and louder and louder. No matter silence is not no noise, silence, and that solitude is you just coming into a place where you can see your thought patterns. You can see the space of your thought patterns has created your trauma. So you can very gently work with these things, respond to these things, let them be or let them go, or to have forgiveness. All these things have to build on this fertile ground of solitude. Now, saying that, I will pinpoint you in the practice these spaces for you to inquire and see and very gently release certain things today. So, saying that, Take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back and open up the chest, and see where there's stagnation of the energy flow have come into a stagnation. So obviously it is very important to come into the place of the breath and witness in the breath. And I will move the camera towards Darren very gently. Now take a deep breath in, interlacing the fingers, palms facing up. Just twist and turn that wrist up to the ceiling. Now very gently bring that arms onto the back of the neck and very gently tilt the head back and just get the pressure of the C1 and C2. Now some of you might finding very gently bringing the elbows together and bringing the chin to the chest and breathe out and collapsing the spine. And then some of you might find you need to lift up your lock a little bit more onto the C1, C2 spine. And take a deep breath in. Elbows pointing out, look up, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. It's very important to exercise on the tongue because when you sleep, otherwise your tongue collapses and you snore, and it eventually will create that not enough of oxygen is moving into the while you're sleeping. Now breath out, chin to the chest, completely breathe out, relax. Now take a deep breath in and very gently twisting the spine to the right, stomach holding in. Now take a deep breath in, back into the center. Shoulders relax and chest open. Twist the spine to the opposite direction. Back into the center. Now, holding onto the opposite elbows into the back very gently. Opening up that chest. Stretching back to the right. Back into the center. Back into the center. Stretch your neck to the other side. Back into the center. Now take a deep breath in and coming into the Sukhasana so your ankles are not crossed. Take a deep breath in, breath out, soften the body and walk those palms into the front. Very gently, you have made a choice to gently release the tension of the noise, the world, the outside. And you're very gently moving into the subtle whispers of the heart and the breath. And you're elevating that space. Just at this time, there is nothing for you to get a validation, nothing to impress, just the pure fulfillment of the practice. There is no mask to wear, there is no work to do, there is no nothing. Now, where it is in these moments, you experience the space of the soul. Now, as I say, explore how your mind works. Explore how you're reacting. Explore how you are judging, but without the judgment, without any comparison, without the input of others. So this is what really solitude is. It's not about you running away to a retreat and say, I had some time, but you went with your thoughts. So you're readjusting the thoughts. Now take a deep breath in and come back. allow you to come back to your own company. Now, is it your company? Is your thoughts and emotions and your gender and how far you have come? No. This is the company of we. Company of no external stimuli. You're not looking for the next drug. You're not looking for the next validation. You're not looking for the next job. So they're all important. But it is not the priority, because if you go into these places out of this center, you will be very tired and you will react. The layers that have been buried under pressure will always come like a volcanic reaction. Now got it? Take a deep breath in. Bring your left foot into the back. Keep your right hip open. Shoulders roll. Now see how you're guiding this body, how you're guiding in the space of the mind. Where is that aspiration, that wiseness entering? Because you're not running on the surface anymore. You're entering into that sacred conversation of the space of the God, or whatever you want to call it. We have to lose the limitation of the language. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back. Open up the chest. Elevate the space of the heart. Very gently breathe out, drop the elbows. Walk, walk, walk. See the body as an energy. See your release is coming from a space of realization of the psyche and the soul. These paths have constantly been waiting for you, but you never pay attention because you are running to pay a bill. You're running to the relationship. You're running to have your medication. You're running to have this. Yeah. Pay attention. Your mind is more than a wanderer. When it is taking the trait of the psyche and the soul. Now, see and breathe out any still you're occupied with opinions of the social demands, your past condition, your future fears. Now take a deep breath that you are the space of who you really, and it is the absence of that external loud validation, loud noises, distractions. Now let the body becomes into the space of ease. Let the mind becomes into the space of the ease. Why is it easy? Because there's no validation. Because you even get freaked out if you are too much on the surface, finding you, not bring you. Gently find this place. Take a deep breath. It's very gently. Come back. Come back. Now, what is this silence, solitude? Reminds that you don't need anything because you're already whole. There is nothing that outside world can bring you. It will be like a drug for a small period. Now, there is a path, even without the next movement of the yoga, that without needing anyone, anything, any teaching, you're embracing this and savoring this flavor of deep understanding. Now, out of that will come the needs into a plank. Strong on the pelvic floor. Left knee onto the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Clenching. Right reaching into the back. Touch the floor. Drop the knees. Give a rotation to the hips. And release all that interference, that current, that you are in the surface. And now you're creating the space within onto the other side. And take a deep breath in. Breathe out, release the expectations. Now, when you release all those expectations of what is the Monday, what is this, what is that, you have become the center of your space, not the hurricane anymore, the eye where you begin to align with the core truth. Now you see, you have become more aware of the energy, the sacredness in within you. No one wants you to find this, because when you find this, you are no longer manipulated by the society, manipulated by validation, manipulation by this or that. Now the life is not given to you as education, as a conditioning, as this and that, as a family. No external pressures. Now suddenly this is transitioning is happening. You see now your essential part of the growth come from this part, that you're in the space of solitude. Stretch the spine into the back, rolling and bringing the chest into the front. Drop the belly, soften the hips, breathing into a up face, down face. Now left foot into the front, into the pigeon pose. Shoulders roll back, open up. Take a deep breath in, look up. Look up. There is no way of being smart you have to enter. You enter a relationship so that this space, you find a space where your innermost innocence is kept. Take a deep breath in, breath out, drop the elbows, focus. Now the essential path of this growth, nurturing space, healing space, discovering space, all these are refilling your energy to find you in that space. But this space is unaffected by anything. This first space doesn't need your logic. This space doesn't need your separation. It does not need whether you have healed or not. It's a spring that constantly happening, and there is a thirst for it. The more you are in the practice, more you are in the depth of the practice. Now you're not relying on anyone, anything, the weather, this, that, the house, the relationship. Now take a moment and let go all those validations that you need to prove yourself. Those conditioning that you went to someone and want that seek of approval. So if you constantly wanted to prove it, constantly want to prove it, the parent, the teacher, the this, that, and how many times you constantly have to prove this, and you are depleted. As a brother, you are depleted. As a father, you are depleted. As a mother, you are depleted. As a lover, you are depleted. As a sister, grandmother, you don't know, so and so and so and so. Because all the world taught you to look outside to understand your worth. You can't keep doing this. There's a lot of people come to me from this space of because the external validation that you have become like a drug depending on it. And when you can't get it up, you go down, you go low, you feel that you don't have self-worth. Take a deep breath in, come back, come back. Slowly, slowly. Take a moment. Release if you're looking at other people's eyes yourself. What did you do to yourself? You held hostage yourself, your happiness, your growth, your death, your healing. Because all your values have become aligned with what my mother thinks about me, what my father thinks about me, what my brother thinks about me, what my friend thinks about me, what my lover thinks about me. There's endless things that you have to constantly battle with. I wonder why you're tired. I wonder why you're depleted. Into a gentle play. Strong on the pelvic floor, right knee onto the floor, the thumb reaching up to the ceiling. You're breaking from this attachment to the validation of the world, validation to the fashion, validation what a new house should look like, validation to a this, that, whatever it is, just reaching into the back, touch the floor, drop the knees, completely breathe out to a cat. Drop the belly, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the hidden cast, the third eye, detaching from the outside. Breathe out. Anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Neutral spine. Stretch the spine into the back, knees wide apart. Now you're recognizing that criticism, judgment, compliment, this, that, is not who you are. People come and go, relationships comes and go, health comes and go, wealth comes and go. But there has to be a place where you're honestly within yourself. For a time when you shift into this paradigm, the criticism become louder and louder, and judgment can become louder and louder. Now you have come to understand how misled I am. But this is not to blame to the mother, the father, the society. Now, when you come into that place, this is the only stable space for you to forgive, let it go. All these things, fear, all the shaking parts of the surface is no longer can hold you hostage. Now, what has it done to you at this very moment? It has created space, deeper self of that. You are no longer focusing on whether others like you or not like you, agree or not agree. Now there is an insight that you have a clear perception about this space and understanding, even to forgive the others. It's not about you are feeding the constant noise that's happening in everywhere, fears, but what do you really want? Not what the crowd wants from you. Crowd is the thoughts, crowd is the people, crowd is this. When you come into this realization and the clarity with that intention, palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Soften the hips for a while. Take a deep breath in and gently coming into a cobra. You can start with the elbows on the floor because you're releasing these weighing down energies and you're taking movement as your steps into the path of your own liberation, transformation. And you have become the pilot of this journey, not a passenger of someone else's destination, your own reality, because you have stopped seeking validation. You love things that fulfill this space, and you will fight, you will love, you will create space for this, where you're getting the growth and you're redirecting these energies. What truly matters for you, for your own growth. Relax the third eye onto the floor and keep it on the hands and elbows pointing out. So spend some time, roll the third eye to side, just to see whether there's any tension. I'm bringing that creative space. I'm breathing in the space of liberation and allow that shift to happen. Now, what is happening is your old mold has become a weight, and you didn't know that weight you were carrying, and you're taking a deep breath out and releasing it, no longer preoccupied with this constant need. A lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, I need people, I need friends, I need to talk," because they find that in this level of silence, it's an absence. It's not an absence in this level of silence. It's actually a presence. It's a presence opportunity to see and connect with the God consciousness, reflection, transition. It's a very rare chance. You think it's on a Himalaya, or you think it's on a temple, you think it's on a church. But this solitude is the presence of God. Now, elbows, where your elbows are, bring the palms into there and breathing into up face. Redirect your energy, focus. So coming to a real realization of this solitude, not what the world says about solitude. It is the only correct components of the ground that things can grow. You have to ask who you have become when you are alone and what that person is, because you're not looking for validations. You're not looking for distractions. There is no expectations. Breathe out towards the down face. Now bend the knees and release and come into that tension where you can very gently work within this down face, allowing you to separate your body from what you think, but the space of the feeling. You're taking a moment to take that static of the world has imposed upon you. Inquire yourself, what is honestly matters for me? Where I am weak, ask yourself, what am I filling those voids? Where am I stopping my own growth? Drop the knees and stretch the spine. Now, these answers are not competitive answers. These answers don't force you to go hard on you. It is a gentle whisper that you are your own source of fulfillment. And it is a self-sufficiency is there. This is the place you monitor the space of the growth. And this is a place that you have to come and understand that no one is ever done. No one is ever a finished product. It is a constant change. And that change is this constant discovery of yourself. Now you have complete liberation in this space and create. This is not the limitation of your parents' past or your childhood's past or what the world is saying about the future. But this is a place you authentically say, I have the potential to be the best version of myself. And it might be the place that your ego constantly uncomfortable and constantly don't want to challenge. This is not a personal confrontation. This is not that you are creating a space for others. It is a space within yourself that others no longer is a reaction anymore. This is a space to nurture your own strength and confront where you have not grown without the judgment. Remember, there is nothing to perform, nothing to implicate. Currency is authenticity. Palms facing down, rolling and bringing the chest into the front. Take a deep breath in into a gentle cobra. Overlooking to the right side. Overlooking to the left side. Back to the same. Relax the third eye onto the floor. Now, in this comparison inquiry, there is no fear exists. There is no criticism. Everything that you are constantly growing is the new foundation that you're creating. Unconditionally, openly. Even challenges in this solitude, there are opportunities to grow. So this might be an opportunity to break that whole pattern, break that old fear, break that old reaction, break that old scarcity. Now, people might see you're failing, but you're coming from this is without judgment, without pressure, and you're coming from the space of that silence, that solitude, that growth to explore, to understand all those setbacks if there is. Otherwise, you're just learning. And when you're ready, bring the elbows where the palms where the elbows are, breathing in into up face. Breathe out towards the down face. Left leg up into the back, give a good rotation to the left foot. Left knee to the left chest. Stretch back. Left knee onto the left elbow. Stretch back. Left knee onto the right elbow. Stretch. Stretch back. Left foot into the front. Arms stretch into the back. Arms raise onto the crown. Palms onto the pranam position. Take a moment. Observe how you are bringing yourself into that space of growth. In this mudra, I want you to comfortably, in your own company, you have become to your own company, not rejecting the others, but there is no externally someone has to say where you are at. You're constantly seeing your truth of your confidence, truth of your strength. When you come into that self-reliance, becomes the powerful force and opening up onto the Virabhadras. Take a mudra. That mudra is reflecting on you. Now you're sitting in this Virabhadrasana. You have your own space, your own presence. But it's also giving you the strength that you don't need outside validation, outside praise. You have become the pilot of your own, the architect, the creator. When you come into that, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Remember, this is not a race, so there's no finish line to finish. It is evolved. Gentle arch. Take a deep breath in. Change the mindset. Back into the center. Now bring all those new possibilities that you wanted to come and do because you're overflowing with that. Take some notes, mental notes. Let go the idea it has to be perfect. Embrace the process and see if this goes according to what you want to become, not what you want and what you need. What is the person that you have become? And engage with that frequency. The joy is most important. Joy of giving. Elbow onto the knee, right, reaching into the front, touch the floor. Because if that is not there, then you will be a constant doer. Let's reaching into the front, up to the ceiling, touch the floor. Drop the back knee onto the floor, holding onto the front knee. Push the hip front and into the back. Now, in this process, you're not going to lose the space of the practice. This journey is not a limited journey because it's starting from the place of absolute solitude, absolutely self-worth, absolutely true growth happens in this. Touch the floor into a plank, strong on the pelvic floor. Drop the knees wide apart and stretch the spine. Now, any moment you have become and created the space that you can observe your thoughts of past, observe your thoughts of future, observe your thoughts of reactions, observe your thoughts of fears. Now, in that observation, not that totally you go blank from all these things. When you are able to witness it without a reaction, no longer it's a noise of the external. Now, you have given the blessing to yourself by uniting the awareness of the stillness. Even it can be very uncomfortable for someone joining this class for the first time. There will be a lot of discomfort. But what it does is uncover the part of yourself that you never noticed. all among this noise, when you come into that solitude, that is where the rare gem is. Uh, it will be always a dream if you don't know how to go beneath this, to find that and unearth that rare gem of you. You are being reacquainted with this space. No labels, nothing. You don't need language. Now you could see all the locks in the mind and all the keys in the heart is giving little cues for you to begin notice where the tension is and releasing them. Otherwise, you'll be constantly screaming as a wounded. Even when adults scream at each other, I just see two wounded people, wounded children. Now, without this uniting awareness, there will be no self-compassion. There is no forgiveness. There is no unconditional giving. But this is also not blocking the external world, rather turning into your own focus and recognizing the most important guidance that you can receive, listening into that space of your own. Now, this is the moment you can face that unresolved emotions. Not on outside. Your demons live within yourself, so you have to release them in this space of silence, not suppress. Now, what is this solitude gives you? It gives you a process to release, creating space for healing. Because you're not judging, you're not reacting, you're not no longer buying the story, you're not selling the story. Now, what it gives you, it matures you to feel things without fear, without scarcity. Feel them, feel them. Let things pass without overwhelm. Palms facing down, rolling and bringing the chest into the front, breathing in into the up face, breathe out towards the down face. Right leg up, rotation to the right foot, right knee to the right chest, stretch back, right knee to the right elbow, stretch back, right knee to the left elbow, stretch back, right foot into the front, arms stretching to the back, arms raised onto the crown, palms onto the pranam position. Now you're creating a space, you're sparking energy, you're allowing the body to flourish, the mind, nothing to interrupt. Now, a mind in this place is a very profound space. It's a very fertile space for anything to happen. personally, professionally, in a space of community. When you come into this space, take little notes. You may find some solutions to the problems without forcing the effort. Virabhadras. Take a mudra. Now the whole world is a potential for you. It's a vast space. But it only can serve if the roots are reconnect with your own inner guide. But now the branches are not weighing down by busyness. Everything is rekindling, renudging, whispering with your inner guide. Gentle arch. Now, all the decisions that you make, if you have to make, they come from the value of your inner core. Not validation, not running from something. Now, suddenly, your soul has become your compass. Elbow onto the knee. And this compass never sees other as other anymore. Whatever that compass is to serve the space of everything that belongs to humanity. Left reaching into the floor. Touch the floor. Take a deep breath, right arm reaching. Right reaching into the back touch. Now there is no longer the time has gone, age has gone, nothing like that. Now you're finding the breath in the present moment is God. Completion of finding God in little things is simplicity. Appreciating each moment, not that what you're promising. Back knee onto the floor, holding onto the front knee. Release any tension. Move the body into the front and into the back. Now this present of God in little things, it frees you from the traps of any regret. And side. Palms onto the floor into a flank. Drop the knees. Give a good rotation to the hip. For the rotation to the other side. Knees wide apart, stretch the spine into the back. Now, if the God is in every present moment of in this presence, and it allows you not to waste each breath without noticing, every moment without noticing. Now, the foundation of your solitude is building up transformation, transition, to embrace this solitude within yourself. Now, the whole map of your mental and emotional state, what you started the class is now changing. Now you intentionally taking a moment. Intention is very important than words. I always said this to people. You're designing your life that aligns with that intention, because it is itself is a greater level of creation, passion, purpose. Now, even we don't have a class every day, you can revisit these classes for the first time, first hour of the day, and energize that space within yourself. Stretch in that body, awakens that breath. Now you have already set a tone for the day, whether you are breathing, whether you are having that 1 hour of yoga. Now the repetition of this consistency, when you are doing repeatedly every week after week, every day after day, it has already have brought you a cultivation of content. Now you have created something that makes you feel they have become part of you. It has created all your neural pathways to constantly observe you. Now you don't need others because you have the best, safest companion reminding you, engage with you, paying attention to you, being guided you. Or you have someone to lean into, a very sacred space that I'm sharing with you. Come into a child pose. Or when you come into the space of the innocence, wake up the spine. With each moment is met with an intention. Each vertebra is met with intention to bring you and remind you and taking care of you, protecting that space. There is no need of others. And these cells are very contagious within your own psyche. It will constantly choose happiness over anything else. Palms onto the namaskar position. Just see that moment of before it was in the distance because you didn't have the way to notice it. Now, this is a stable ground to reduce your fear, anger, scarcity, loneliness, anxiety. Arms raised onto the ground, cleansing the aura. Palm onto the Namaskar position, onto the crown, and bring that solid foundation. When your crown, when things are no longer going in your way, you have reserve of resilience and joy and contentment. Third eye, creating that space of joy, allowing you to connect with that person. Throat chakra. Let my story no longer dwell in the past worry or about future fears. Let my heart be the anchoring space of my present growth, now and here. Solar plexus. The moments that remind you life is only happening now and it's worth your celebration, acknowledgement, navel, allowing those beautiful space of energies and habits as a self-respect, a way telling yourself what matters is that space of contentment. Muladhara, cauterizing, uplifting, and sending a very subliminal message into your body that this self-love is not selfish. You're finding that you cannot pour anything out of a space of depletion. When you become this space of nourishment overpouring, you will be more capable of showing up to the others. Arms very gently raised back to the crown, palms onto the Namaskar position. May my life become an act of love to discover who I am really. Namaste. So let this genuinely resonate with and explore more and start something very small to enter into this place. So you'd see this is a very powerful class, so be very gentle with yourself. Even I was not feeling 100% well. But we come to this space to be collectively. The noise has become louder and louder. So be very gentle with yourself. Don't make it more hard for yourself. So I said a lot, but I will again tell you I love you very much, Sylvia. Love you very much, Sarah. Liz, I love you very much. Love you very much, Matt. Keep the practice and enjoy the rest of the day very gently. Namaste.